Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And on this edition, we're going to be talking about wide receiver Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas reporting for OTAs. He's back at the Saints facility, so that is huge news. We're also going to be talking about some New Orleans Saints news that's coming up in regards to an interview that I have with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Abear. But let's go ahead and talk about Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, we all know can't guard Mike, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. The wide receiver who back in 2020 in week one, late in the game with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, end up sustaining an ankle injury. And this ankle injury has had him sidelined for almost 2 seasons. Michael Thomas, when he is ready and willing to play, is one of the best wide receivers in all of football. And he reported to OTAs, man. I mean, this is huge news because, Michael Thomas and the New Orleans Saints, it seemed like the road was a little bit rocky, especially last season. Some people said that Michael Thomas pulled a Scottie Pippen, if you will. He decided to not get surgery in the offseason. He waited late in the offseason in order for him to get surgery, which caused him to be on the shelf. And everybody thought that he would be ready around October, November, but it just never happened. He had a setback, and he decided to go ahead and shut it down. There were some conversations between Michael Thomas and the New Orleans Saints. At one time, I thought that Michael Thomas was, probably going to get traded or something like that because the blood was just so bad at that time. But as we see that time has passed, and now Michael Thomas seems like he's in good spirit and he's in a very good place. And I think it had a lot to do with Dennis Allen flying down to California where he was to have a conversation with him. I think that meant a lot to Mike, and I think it really showed that the organization is committed to him, so he is going to be committed to the organization. Michael Thomas showing up at OTAs, I'm happy to hear that because now we can put this stuff to bed. A lot of us members of the Who That Nation are like, man, does he want to be here? Is he a diva? What's really going on with Michael Thomas? But now we see that he is committed to trying to be the best player that he can possibly be. Now, I do think that this has a lot to do with Michael Thomas having something to prove. I mean, Michael Thomas, once again, has been on the sideline for almost 2 years, right? I want to say this day, he has not taken a meaningful snap in 493 days. 493 days. That is crazy, man, that Michael Thomas has not taken a snap. The last time he took one was in that divisional round when the Saints lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2021. I want to say it was like January 17th or something like that. So this guy has not taken a snap in that long. So I think that Michael Thomas has something to prove. I mean, when he was playing, you had a lot of people that were talking about this guy wasn't good enough, and he's not one of the top tier receivers. All he does is run slants. We all know the nickname that they gave him, call him Slant Boy, and all these different things. And Michael Thomas, the last time he really played a full season, he was the Offensive Player of the Year, something that a wide receiver did not do since Jerry Rice back in 1993. So 26 years it took another wide receiver to win that award, and that was Michael Thomas. So we know when he's motivated, he is one of the best in the National Football League. And I just think that when you start watching guys and you're on the sidelines and you see some of these young upstarts like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and also, you look at other guys like Tyreek Hill and Devontae Harris, all these different guys out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes are really putting up some numbers. They're really putting up some numbers, and they're really handling their business. And you're sitting on the sidelines, and people are forgetting about you. People are forgetting about, you out there doing your thing, you handling your business, you doing, all these crazy things, you know what I'm saying, to get yards, to get touchdowns. You were ranked, number 5 among your peers when it comes to the NFL's top 100, right? So you have all these different things going for you, man. And all of a sudden it just goes completely out the window. And now these other guys just come in and they just completely forget about you. But I just think that Michael Thomas wants to remind people that he is one of the best wide receivers in the league. And it does help that you now have some help. You got Chris Olave along with Jarvis Landry, two wide receivers that are capable of really making some noise. Some guys that can really alleviate some of the pressure off of you. We know we talk about Michael Thomas and we say that he's great because of his ability to be able to catch the ball when everybody in the stadium knows that the ball is going for him, that the ball is coming his way. I mean, the Saints didn't really have too many wide receivers that were going to do anything. When he had that magical year, those 149 receptions, man, I don't think they had a receiver, nowhere near close to where he was. I think maybe the separation was like 62 receptions or something like that, just something just absolutely insane. So he was the offense when it comes to the passing game for the New Orleans Saints, him alongside with Alvin Kamara. This was unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? That he was able to put up, that type of damage. But now you have a guy like Chris Olave, and you got a guy like Jarvis Landry. These two guys can be number one receivers on any team. So that's going to alleviate that pressure and possibly, set up one-on-one matchups for Michael Thomas. And we know that Michael Thomas, more times than not, can win those one-on-one matchups, and he can be able to perform at an even higher level. I just wrote an article, about Michael Thomas that you'll be able to see in a Who Dat Dish pretty soon. And I talked about how this might be Michael Thomas's magical year. He might end up being comeback player of the year. Because if you look at the fact that you have Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry, and not to mention now you have Jameis Winston. I think a lot of people didn't understand Michael Thomas was catching those passes inside 5 yards is because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees, and this is no knock on Drew. We all know that Drew is great. But the last 3 years of Drew Brees' career, I mean, he couldn't get the ball down the field. He couldn't get the ball past 20 yards. So what was Michael Thomas supposed to do? How is Michael Thomas supposed to show you that he can do everything that a wide receiver is supposed to do? And I guess what people think wide receivers are supposed to do, because only thing I believe is wide receivers are supposed to catch the ball and block when necessary, right? But how can he really show you what he has if you have a quarterback that can't get the ball to you deep? And I just think that Michael Thomas suffered because of it. And I don't think people are doing their due diligence to take a look and see why Michael Thomas was getting those yards and why he was running those slants. It wasn't because that's all he can do. It was because of the situation that he was in. But now you have Jameis Winston, a guy who can make all the throws, a guy that can throw the ball downfield. He can throw the short pass. He can throw the medium pass. He can throw the deep pass. So I expect Michael Thomas to possibly have one of his biggest seasons that he ever had in his career. And I know that's saying a lot because he had 149 receptions and 1,700 yards. But I think that now the playbook can open up a little bit more. It can help Michael Thomas really show everybody that he should be among some of the top receivers in the National Football League. I mean, he already is, but I think that this year can solidify him. I think he has something to prove. I think that he already came into the league back in 2016 with a chip on his shoulder, ready and willing to work. And, I just think that the chip has gotten even bigger because now you had a time away from the game. And I think that you had an opportunity to develop an appreciation even more for the game. And not to mention the guy wants to be great. He wants to be a great player. It'll be one thing if the guy was just out here, trying to make money, which all those guys are trying to do. But some guys are just out here trying to make money, but you have guys out here that are trying to make money and they're trying to make a legacy for themselves. And Michael Thomas is that guy that I feel is trying to make a legacy for himself. I think that he wants to see his bust in Canton. I think he wants to put on a gold jacket, and I think he wants to be among the greatest wide receivers to ever play the game. And I just think that this is going to give him the opportunities going into the prime of his career to put up some numbers that can get him to Canton. So I really am looking forward to seeing what Michael Thomas is going to do this season. And I'm happy to see that he's at the facility ready and willing to work to try to bring forth the best product they can on the field. But speaking of OTAs, I think we all know that OTAs have taken place. They just started. And, there's some great storylines that are setting up for Saints camp. First, of course, the new additions to the New Orleans Saints. A few I mentioned: Chris Olave, the rookie out of Ohio State, wearing number 12. And since I'm thinking about this, I got to mention this. I've seen people going around talking about, the number 12. Got a dog outside my window for some apparent reason. Where does dog come from? But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm looking out, like I have a view outside my window. I'm literally looking at a dog. Anyway, wearing the number 12, Chris Olave. Chris Olave wearing the number 12. People are getting upset about this. Like, Marcus Colston was the last wide receiver to wear the number 12. First and foremost, you've had several guys wearing the number 12, right? And also, the Saints don't retire jerseys. That's just something that they just don't do. They do not retire jerseys. They never retire jerseys. I mean, when you have guys like Ricky Jackson, Willie Roaf, Archie Manning, like their name is in the Ring of Honor, but the Saints don't retire jerseys. So I didn't expect for them to retire Marcus Colston's jersey. And this guy, Chris Olave, he has the potential to be better than Marcus Colston. I know that maybe sound blasphemous to some guys, but it's just the truth. He has the possibility to be better than Marcus Colston. And I just feel like as long as you're doing honor to the number, okay? Like last year, I just think that the number took a step back when Kenny Stills put it on, okay? Kenny Stills, I can't believe at one time we were excited to see him come back because he did absolutely nothing in the Saints uniform. And that was an embarrassment to the number 12. Then before him was wearing the number 12 before he decided to switch back to his college football number, which was number 1. Callaway was really good in that number 12. So you have some guys out here carrying along the legacy of the number 12. So I have absolutely no problem with that, man, because I just feel like he's going to do some magical things in that number. And as long as you're wearing a Legends number and you're doing right by it, then, I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. So, Speed, that's one storyline, right? Chris Olave, I just mentioned him because people are talking about the number 12, but that particular storyline, what type of wide receiver will he be? What type of plays will he be able to make? What excitement is he going to be able to generate going up against some of these veterans? The Saints defense, you got some new guys out there like Marcus May. You got the Honey Badger out there, right? Guys that we're excited to see how these guys are going to be able to, come together collectively and have chemistry. Because, I know people are making a big deal out of this, but Marcus Williams leaving the New Orleans Saints is a huge deal, especially since him and Marshawn Lattimore and PJ Williams and a lot of these guys end up growing up as pros together. And when you start to, develop a team, you start developing this chemistry, you'll be able to finish each other's sentences almost because you understand what a guy was thinking before he even says anything. So I think with Marcus Williams leaving, going to Baltimore, that is going to be a huge deal. And what are these guys going to do? Like, are these guys going to be able to pick up the slack? Okay, we know that Tyrann Mathieu is an incredible safety. He's an all-pro safety, and a lot of people are excited about it. I'm excited about it. You also have Marcus May, a guy who has shown that he can make some plays. I think a lot of people really don't pay attention to him because he played for the Jets. It was no fault of his. He just played for the Jets. But he's a really good, solid safety. And you also have Alontae Taylor, the guy that's going to most likely be playing some slot, playing some outside corner as well. Paulson Adebo, will he be able to, take that next step? I mean, Marshawn Lattimore, going into the season, like what is he going to be able to do? What are the Saints are going to do at the linebacker position? So there's so much excitement on the defensive side of the ball, and also for the offense. Offense that was very stagnant, to say the least, last season. We know that they needed so much help, and they finally got some guys. Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. You got guys like Callaway coming back. Devontae Hardy, they're coming back. Like who's going to make the team at the wide receiver position? What mainstay, a guy that's been around for a while, might not end up making the wide receiver room this year? Guys like Traquan Smith, guys like Lil Jordan Humphreys. There's also a huge void at the tight end position. Leaves a lot to be desired, right? Lucas Kroll, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, he seems like he's going to be the camp favorite. Abram Smith, the running back, will he make it so the Saints don't have to go out here trying to find a free agent running back? Will he be able to pick up the slack? Devine Ozigbo is on his way back, right? Coming back to the team. Had a really good, solid rookie preseason with the New Orleans Saints. Will he be able to make the team the second time? And also with Alvin Kamara, right? What will Alvin Kamara be able to do? Will he be available for the start of the season? So all of these storylines around Saints, starting with OTAs. So, and also, how are these guys going to respond to the new head coach, Dennis Allen? I know Dennis Allen has been around, but he was the defensive coordinator. How would the team respond to him for him being a head guy in charge? I would love to see that. But the OTAs, there's a lot of pictures going around, circling around right now. And there's a lot of excitement, especially since, we heard about Michael Thomas coming back. And lastly, I want to talk about the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert. I was supposed to have the Cajun Cannon on the show on Thursday. He was supposed to appear on Thursday, but of course the OTA schedule came out for the New Orleans Saints, so we had to push it back. So he's going to be on the show on June the 6th. I'll make sure that I keep you all posted about the Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert appearance on the State of the Saints podcast, because I'm excited to talk to the Cajun Cannon about some of the moves the Saints have made and what does he think about the Saints going into the 2022 season. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you all so much. I ask that everybody hit that like button if you enjoy the State of the Saints podcast. And also, I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We have reached another milestone here on the State of the Saints podcast. We now have 8,000 subscribers. 8,000 subscribers on the State of the Saints podcast. And I can't believe this. It's so wonderful that people subscribe to the channel and make the channel what it is. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to everybody that ever watched the video, anybody that ever hit that like button, anybody that subscribed and committed to the State of the Saints podcast in your listening and viewing catalog. And also, I'll be remiss if I didn't mention this. I want to say rest in peace, and I want to dedicate this episode to the families of that tragic event that happened in Texas. The guy goes into an elementary school and kills, young children. I want to say at this time, 15 people died at the elementary school. Man, that hurt my soul, man. I can't imagine having a 3-year-old son. I mean, it just hit different. And man, my prayers go out to those families out there, and I just hope that they find some peace, and I hope that their community wraps their arms around them. And I ask everybody out there, if you have a loved one, make sure that you hug them a little tighter, man, and have an appreciation for them, because life is short, man. Life is short, and man, just a tragic event. So rest in peace to those children, the teachers, and the prayers go out to the family. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. And also, I asked everybody, check me out on the Who That Dish. I'm writing articles for Who That Dish now. So my first article is coming out today. So I ask that you all support, read the articles, give me your feedback, share those articles. I would really appreciate that. Till next time, all I got to say is